When I first got here in 1970, it was called Boston's oldest restaurant. It wasn't even a brand. It was small. It was just one of many old restaurants, oldest in the city. So cultivating and working through the media process of building up Boston's oldest, it's America's oldest of continuous service. And then more recently, we're coming into an anniversary. Union Oyster House is now celebrating its 200th anniversary. It's fantastic.
So this was the original historic building.
This is where it all started. My name is Joseph Milano. Presently, we are in an office at the Union Oyster House restaurant. And also this office serves as a consulate for Thailand.
Okay, so when was this built again, this first structure?
According to here, it was somewhere around 1716, 1717. Atwood and Bacon was the original name of Oyster House. So it was called Atwood and Bacon. And what did Atwood and Bacon do? They were harvesting oysters.
Well, when did it then change into a restaurant?
It changed in about 100 years later,
Okay.
1826. I grew up not too far from the restaurants. I grew up in the neighborhood of what we call today as the North End. Mother was very influential, as my father was, in my life. And it was kind of an area, being the North End, nothing wrong with it, but she felt very strongly I needed a little more structure and discipline. For some reason, I chose the path of being in the military, influenced more so because of my godfather. He was a retired Marine, and at that time it's in the 60s, and it was during the era of the war in Vietnam. How I got into the food business when I came back, since I liked hospitality, and that's dealing with people, I somewhat gravitated to the industry and considered possibly getting, with no goal in mind, get involved in food and you start again. At that time, I would not say I had that strong enough vision, but I did see that we had to grow more regionally, and going in that direction, realizing that we are the oldest restaurant of continuous service in the United States. It was extremely important to build that brand, and it took off. I think the acquisition of 2 other buildings in the block, we went from seating 250 to today, 550. We've had a lot of distinguished visitors. Somewhere in the thought was to certainly recognize them. And we're not a place that you will see pictures with members like an owner with the celebrity. It just doesn't fit us. So here is probably 150 gold plates, and it started with a few and kept growing. And it started in 1970 when my family got here. It was just an idea. I traveled a lot, so I was in Russia, and I saw that when I was given a tour of a hotel by the lift. They had these gold plates, didn't recognize names, and I said, that would be neat. It was the booth at JFK would come on Sundays. At that time, he was either a congressman or a senator. Come in with newspapers. Traditionally, he would order a lobster stew. Just enjoy solitude. So I've been here over 50 years. It's had 4 owners. Everybody seems to put a 50-year limit into it. Basically, we needed to spread our wings and grow. And the other way of going to grow was by space. So we put this on. We really never had a bar that people can wait in. Like we call it the Union Bar. It kind of fits real well. I'm more of a people person than saying preparing. I get very involved. I think because of my major, I could have more sensitivity to a product because of its chemistry and so forth. So I do work a lot with the chef.
So tell you a little bit about the kitchen. So we do an average of this time of the year, 1,000 to 1,500 covers a day. And on that oyster bar behind you, we'll serve somewhere in the year's time, 1 million oysters on the half shell. So you can see it's a very busy operation. If you want, we'll take a little peek in the kitchen. So why don't you come this way? This is our basically most popular item other than oysters. It's clam chowder. We like it nice and thick and creamy. Classic recipe. Potatoes, clams. Yeah. We sell this product 10,000 gallons a year. If you look at this menu, so you get the shadow off of it, but this is an original menu from approximately 1850. So now if you look at that menu, we still serve about 40% of the original menu from when the restaurant opened up in 1826. It's the first restaurant to use toothpicks, and that's why you find them in all restaurants. And it's on the wall here. The plaque says 1890, and the long story right there is the story.
When you serve in a capacity is something I just always felt. When I had leadership positions in the military, I had great respect for the people that were under me, or I was not going to gain their respect. And it's pretty much the way the restaurant operates today with the so-called UOH family.
This place is known international. When I've traveled internationally and I just basically pull out my business card and drop it down, people say I've been there. It's just amazing. The restaurant has such a following internationally as well as locally.
That was fun.